Let's discuss the effects of virtual presence in our lives. When you, involve people in other people's lives that are psychologically, mentally, and emotionally not invited, okay. I did not invite, when we went to Sierra Vista and they came to the stores and, they were, of course, sexually predicating on and manipulating my wife, which I realized once we started talking when I was there. I was like, oh, fuck. And Dana told me about Michael Aquino and Antoine LaVey. I was like, okay, these motherfuckers. And it was not just them. It was also the Mormon Church, the Vatican, Scientology. And so it wasn't just the Temple of Set Illuminati. There were numerous. Too many cooks is going to spoil the stew, right? There were many rival groups and gangs. And of course, most likely, any kind of information off of studying me, was also accessed by the Chinese and the Japanese and what other kinds of foreign governments, that wanted to study this man. Okay. Are they as great and as amazing as the books and the myths and the stories say? Yes, we are. Right. Well, because David's a really amazing, beautiful person. Okay, and I'm a lot like David, and Jesus is a lot like David, and Moses is too, and Abraham, and Melchizedek, and Malachi, and Jeremiah, and Ezekiel, and Hud, and there's probably other Arabic prophets and stuff other than Hud. I just don't have. Actually, there's Rumi, but he's from the Middle East as well. And I got him through Eckankar, we had many forms of communication. Felt a strong connection to him and Reb Zartars from Tibet. There's Gopal Das and Light Sea. There's a lot of people that were from. Nani Div was not one of the ones that Twitchell used. But Gopal Das and Light Sea, they're real people. Okay. So I'm certain Reb Zartars also, okay, is a Tibetan holy man. Okay. And you can use Tibetan holy man as part of the lines of Ek masters, and radical extremists won't come and try to kill you for using their religion and your religion, right? They won't do that. And another one that's really good about that, he also said Jesus was one of the lines of Ek masters. He did not say Muhammad, okay, because there are radicals in the world, even today, that would try to kill and assassinate you for using Muhammad as one of your religious figures, right? There are radical extremists like that will take, the Messiah and our prophet of peace and turn him into a part of their, extreme radical cult of murderers. As a matter of fact, most people that call themselves Muslims are a radical sect of murderers that call themselves Muslims but are not. That's obvious, right? Like the military. That's why we have the Temple Set Illuminati. Okay, is because of radical, militarized religious sects. Okay, that the Catholic Church is one of those radicalized religious sects of genocidal operations. Okay. Judeo-Christian at the UN in 1985. Okay, this is one of the most extreme radical sets of mass genocide operations, organizations in the whole history of the entire world. The Crusades, the Inquisition, and then they became so oppressive and so violent with their institutionalization of enforcement of their perception that there was you had the Anglican Church, the Protestant Church, the Lutheran Church, they all broke off because of these extremists in Italy that turned Christianity into a violent mob-like cult, like on The Godfather. You know what I'm saying? So it's they get you go to this. I don't see the Basilica, and even the Sistine Chapel. I really like Michelangelo. Okay, I really adore Michelangelo. More so than Da Vinci and some other guys. Michelangelo was more of a intuitive person. He was more of a inspired religious person to try to do the right thing. Okay. Galileo, Da Vinci, and guys like that, those guys, and Raphael's a little bit more of a passionate and intuitive mind, and like Pascal, the French messenger of faith, the one who was the living embodiment of the Ark of the Covenant. Okay, and he was French. Okay, his name was Blaise Pascal. Okay. They have the Wi-Fi signals at science. He's one of the, yes. Adam, Moses, David, Jesus, John, Saladin, many others probably but one of them is Blaise Pascal. Okay, Blaise Pascal is like myself. He is, a molecular similitude, a vassal, a cultivated vassal, a cultivated temple of the eternal spirit of someone like David. Okay, and Moses and others. He's considered brilliant mathematically. He didn't like to compete with people mathematically. It's just a lot of mathematics were extraordinarily simple to him, like myself. I can explain it simply, and they say, "Oh, you're simplifying it too much." No, if you can't grasp the infinite with the finite, so why even bother? Okay. His wager, when the Vatican commissioned him to use science and mathematics to eliminate Jewish faith and Islamic faith, it drove me crazy. I read it and I was like, God dang, this guy's an Islamophobe and an anti-Semite, and he was horrible. I read it and I was like infuriated. Okay. And the best part about it is Professor Barnes, I set you up as like, I knew you'd get real passionate about it. And I declared him an idiot. And then he took us to the wager. I didn't read ahead because he pissed me so much off with the wager. Trying to figure out the wager, it wasn't so much the wager, it was before the wager. The chapter, I don't have the book anymore, I give it to one of my nephews. But Panis, thoughts? I say it, I don't know if I say it correctly. I'm sorry, I'll have to ask Remy and Jonathan to help me. I was watching a soccer game today and I was thinking about Jonathan Wilkins and Remy Berry. The two young French gentleman that I talked to here at New Mexico State, and because I remembered Jonathan's father, Jeff. He went to Illinois State and played for the Jazz, and so I was quite fond of him. He's a very good backup center in the NBA. And I told him, I said, I was fond. I really liked your father. He's a professional basketball player. I was very, very fond of him. And I think Jonathan's game was better. Yeah, his dad was more of an inside banger, low post player. John he was taller and leaner, but he is a little bit more athletic. He was a little bit better at affecting and attacking, blocking shots, and he could stretch. Well, we don't know if Jeff could have been a good stretch shooter and stuff like that. They really kind of didn't allow the big guys to do that unless you were like Billy Pulse. People don't. Billy could shoot. Yeah, Billy Pulse could shoot outside. There are a couple of big guys. Dan Issel, he was 6'9", and Dan could shoot. Yeah, he could shoot from outside. Dan Issel was one of my. He was really fun, athletic. He was a good basketball player. A lot of you don't know who Dan Issel is, but he apparently was pretty rich and got into more rich. Ali Dar was one of his horses he had in the Triple Crown race. Yeah. They lost to Affirmed, I believe. Okay, but who eventually ended up joining the Triple Crown that year, which nobody really cares because mind that bird, money's not real, and having a bunch of little guys get on a horse and run around a track for you to place bets on it with fake money is really Charlie Chan at the racetrack, isn't it? It's pretty wacko. It's really wacko, Put my money on a bobtail, bet my money on a bobtail nag, somebody bet on the bay. I work for Mel Brooks, you asshole. Hold out your hand, stick out your tush. But when you're watching these people on TV, you got to understand this is millions of years in the making. And this is a culmination of egomaniacs from every color, genre, and stuff that, we're the sexiest, we're the most creative, we're the most brilliant. This was a ego trap set up by the very wealthy who finally had such an extensive surveillance network and so much to study, they realized just how bad they were. And Rockefeller told me that. He's going to slam them all in hell with him. He goes, yeah, I'm a bad person, but I'm taking all these fuckers to hell with me. And I was like, no, I'll be able to talk a lot of them out of it. Yeah, good luck, Parsons. I'll Pascal wager you on that one. I'm not a betting man. I don't know. Okay, I'll take you up on that, David. You know, Mr. Rockefeller, I'll take you up, but I don't take bets. Well, I'll have you by the end of the day. Okay, but you, okay, around Dumb and Dumber. I wasn't really a wager thing. It was just more like, I believe I can talk them out of it and get them to really love their children, and love their spouse and be faithful to their spouses and have world peace. Yeah, it doesn't seem to be happening. No, it doesn't. But I guess it's because of the molecular similitude of the replication of hating their children because they're the spirits of their ancestors. I love you guys. All right, peace.